In this guide, we are going to talk about how to ward as a support. We are going to talk about the basics of warding and how to get the best of each ward that we place on the map. The first thing that we need to talk about are the wards themselves and when to upgrade. The warding totem is the first ward you can get. A ward lasts depending on your level that ranges from 60 seconds to 120 seconds. At your first back, if you have enough gold to buy a sightstone, buy one and replace your warding totem with a sweeping lens. Don't forget to take at least one control wards. Now let's talk about when and where to put your wards while in the laning phase. Your first ward that you're going to place in the map should be at 310. Most jungler spots start at the blue to wolf or grump, then red to scuttler, then gank. At this point they are already level 3. If you know that the enemy bot lane leashed their jungle, it's more likely the enemy jungler's first gank will be for the mid or top lane. The best place to put a ward for both blue and red side is here at the middle of the river or here at the river brush. At your first back, you should have bought a sightstone and a control ward. If you're at the red team, place your control ward here. And if you're at the blue team, place it here. And if your ADC bought a control ward, they should place it at the brush at the lane for more lane control. Let's talk about the Vision War. This is the point of the game where both supports are trying to put a ward on the opposing team's brush and destroy their control wards. The Vision War can win you the lane and give your carry a huge advantage over the opposing team. Most of the time, range support win this fight. You should only force to remove a control ward if enemy team are CSing under tower or one of them recall. That's the time where you can take control of their brush and deny vision for them. If you are at the receiving end of this trade and the enemy support chunks you down easily, don't force to put a ward on your brushes, but wait for your jungler to come and help. How to win the Vision War? If playing aggressive support like Malzahzahra or Karma, try to chunk down enemy support until they cannot trade with you anymore, or until they recall. But if you're playing a melee support like Alistar, Braum, or Thresh, play safe and CS under tower. Wait until their mana is low, then force out the fight. Just try not to get chunked down before doing this. When and why should you put a deep ward on enemy jungle, and where should it be placed? It's really risky to put a ward on enemy jungle, but there are ways to put some ward on their jungle without risking your life. The reason why deep warding is so important is because if you spot an enemy jungler on their jungle, other laner will know how aggressive they can be. For example, if you spot the enemy jungler on their jungle with the deep ward that you place, you and your laner should play more safer, and the opposite lane can play more aggressive knowing that the enemy jungler is far from him. The thing that you should observe before putting a deep ward is where the enemy jungle is. If you saw him at the top side of the map where he is far away from you, try to put a ward on his jungle to see incoming ganks. If you're at the blue side and you want to place a deep ward, here are perfect spot to put a deep ward. And if you're at the red side, here are places where you can place a ward. If you're thinking about placing a pink ward as a deep ward, here are places you should put them. Here if you're at the blue team, and here if you're at the red team. How to set up wards for objectives like Baron and Dragon. At this point of the game, each team is contesting both neutral and objective. This is a crucial point of the game, where you should never give up big objective like Baron and Dragon. Here are places where you should put control wards and wards when contesting the Baron and Dragon. Before I end this video, I want to share with you guys some warding tips that you might have not known. This first tip only works when you're at the red team. You need to stand on the rock, then click this point of the rock. Then the ward will go through the wall to your river brush. The second tip works in the dragon pit. If you stand here where Thresh is standing and click the neck of the snail, your ward will go through the wall and be placed on the tribush. This third one is kinda tricky to do. You need to stand on the rock near the top tree and click the edge of the first tree. so the wards can go through the wall and into the Tribrush. Please, before you try this, I strongly suggest that you first do this on a custom game or a practice mode so you won't waste any of your wards. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a thumbs up, and if not, leave a dislike. I always appreciate comments and constructive criticism to make my videos better. If you have some suggestion or question, leave a comment down below. Thanks for watching. I leave you with the last team fight of the game. And remember, wards saves lives.